How about those Hurricanes? How about Spencer Martin? How about Slavin? How about Kochetkov? How about Jarvis? How about Svech? How about we just spend the first segment of the show saying how about and naming Canes? How about those Hurricanes?
How about them?
The Canes reacted exactly how I wanted them to react this weekend. They played exactly how I wanted them to play this weekend. If you tuned in saying, hey, they're going to talk Canes, Tim's going to be really tough on them, he's going to be picking every single thing that they did incorrectly apart, you've come to the wrong place. Today is an optimistic Monday. I'm in a good mood. The Canes put me in a good mood. After falling behind, actually, first of all, let's start with the Arizona game. Hard fought early. The better team simply plowed forward, refusing to stop their progress. Smoked them. Exactly what you want to see. Kochetkov in goal, really, really good. Then the Vegas game. And if you compare Vegas and Arizona, Vegas is going to have a little bit more intimidation. They're going to be a little bit held in a higher standard. Falling behind 1-0 at the end of the first period in Vegas, the Canes then controlled the game moving forward. Ended up winning 3-1. Goals from Svech, goals from Jarvis, or goal from Svech, goal from Jarvis. Always good to see. Always good to see. The control is really the best part of it. Both of those games, you didn't come shot out of a cannon to start the game. You didn't roll and just build off your momentum. It started a little shaky. Now, shaky is not the right word, but a little of a battle early in both games. And then they just refused to allow that to be the tempo of their game. And in the second and third period, both times, they controlled it. After the loss to Dallas, which took place last week, I wanted to see them re-engage and play really good hockey immediately. I didn't want it to be, well, okay, we lost a hard-fought game. By the end of the week, we should be playing well. No, it's you lose to Dallas, the next game play well. And don't lose that. That's exactly what they did. So let's take kind of an accounting of our mythical playoff series. If you haven't been listening to the show, one of the things I've been saying about the Canes is there's nothing they can prove in the regular season. We've seen it. They've done it. They've accomplished essentially everything you can in the regular season. If their season is a success or not will be judged in the postseason. That's the gift and the curse of raising the bar, right? Your bar is now so high based on how you've played the last 3 or 4 years that the postseason is the barometer. So what we did was, starting back with the New Jersey game 4 games ago, we said, let's start a 7-game series, right? Let's look at everything how we would look at them in the postseason, just to get a vibe. Win game 1, lost game 2, hard-fought game to Dallas. And that's when I said, in a playoff series, you can't let that game get you, right? You can't let that game get you down on yourself. You can't let that game stall the games moving forward. They didn't, which is what I've been talking about. They showed up to play against Arizona. They powered through against Vegas. They're up 3-1. That's what you want to see. By the way, both games are all 3 games, starting with Dallas on the road. That's what you want to see. And yeah, Arizona might not be the best, as I said, although Dennis did point out that they have some things they can do. Mm-hmm. Similar to what we're going to see tonight from Chicago. Definitely not the best, but they've got a slingshot that, they could use to slay Goliath by the name of Connor Bedard. Yeah. That's a decent one. Like, they had some things, but also that's kind of what you get in a playoff series, right? One game you get the other team at their best. One game you get the other team struggling. One game they might have an injury. So going from Dallas to Arizona to Vegas, from playoff team to non-playoff team to playoff team and defending cup champion, that could be the variety you get from one team in a playoff series, and they handled it well. I give credit to Rod. I give credit to the leaders on that team, the Stalls, the Ahos, the Slavins, and I give credit to the goalies. Let's talk goalies real quick here, Dennis.
Yeah.
Where do we start? Freddie skated with the starters today at morning skate.
Yeah, he was in what they call the starter's crease. So generally the starter's crease on a morning skate is whoever's going to start in net that night is going to get more of a bulk of the shots, from the unit that's actually going to be playing tonight. So that's generally how that works, and the backup goalie is going to get some other looks and things like that during the morning skate. And usually they stay on for a little extra work.
Now, Freddie is not expected to be activated for tonight, and we still don't have any kind of timeline on when he will. But when you're in the starters crease, it's starting to feel more likely sooner rather than later, right? It's a step in the right direction.
It's more work for him on ice with the team as a full.
And it's more of a fastball look, right? You're getting guys that are really, really good at placing the puck where they want to, firing at you. And then we heard, and again, most of this reporting done by Walt Ruff, team reporter, but others have passed it along as well. It was a rest morning for Kochetkov, but then the real kicker is Spencer Martin's expected to start tonight. So, first of all, Kochetkov was great against Arizona, okay? Spencer Martin getting another start tonight, back-to-back games, after spending 23 days between his previous two starts, his only two starts. I don't think it says anything about Kochetkov, aside from maybe they want him to get a little bit more rest and they're open to it. But Kochetkov played well against Arizona. So not a detriment on Kochetkov.
Also, Kochetkov, according to Rob brind'amour, is under the weather.
Oh, there you go. So maybe it does say a little bit about Kochetkov. I hadn't heard that. Maybe it's he's got the sniffles, stay at home.
Well, remember Brett Pesce was sick and missed a couple games as well. I wonder if something might
locker
be going
rooms,
around.
things get, they get passed around. Spencer Martin, though, he's earned the right for Kochetkov to have the sniffles.
Yeah.
Right? If Spencer Martin went out there against Vegas and lost track of the puck and did some things that we've seen some guys that have his level of experience do, they would have said, Kochetkov, you're not feeling well? Here's some chicken noodle soup. You're starting tonight.
Here's some Dayquil, Mucinex.
Lock
Z-Pack.
in, buddy. Lock in. This isn't – is Spencer Martin really good? Spencer Martin has played 2 games. He's got like a 95 save percentage. They weren't bad teams, by the way. They were Boston and Vegas, both on the road, and 2 wins. He's starting tonight again for the second straight night, and it doesn't feel like it's a ridiculous predicament that they've put in. If you would have told me 3 weeks ago that Spencer Martin was going to start back-to-back games, I would have gone, what other horrendous things have happened?
Yeah.
It's happening now, and it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like they're in a huge predicament that they're going to have to scratch and claw their way out of. Here's Rod brind'amour on Spencer Martin doing what's needed between the pipes.
Well, he's certainly calm, and he's done the job. It's plain and simple. He was the reason we won tonight. So, good on him, and it's been great to help us out, and been a great addition.
Good on him. Now, it's not quite like you see from some other sports where it's like, oh, they don't have film on him because, I don't know if they're, hey, this backhand, I'm going to go low because of the scouting report. A lot of this deflection, I'm going to make sure hits the upper half of the goal because the scouting report says the goalie doesn't have, quick hands. It's a lot of, the shots are what the shots are. You try to get the best quality you can, and then the goalie is tasked with stopping it. It's not like that. But it is only 2 games. Like, you don't want to get too excited, but it's still pretty darn fun. It's still a really wholesome story. And maybe this, auditioning to potentially sell. I don't know. Could if the Canes bring in a goalie, they go from like scratching and clawing to have somebody healthy in goal to like, yeah, we could trade a couple of them. Like it becomes a really weird situation, which is everything they have to weigh in the front office.
Or you get to a point where if you depend on who you trust, does Raanta get traded and you keep Martin as your third guy in case of emergency? Who knows? I don't know. We're spitballing a little bit here, but like Rod said, he stepped up and he's done the job. It's like a backup quarterback coming in. Hey, we just need you to go manage the game, don't make mistakes, and get us through it. That's exactly what he's done.
And then he went, 14 of 20 for 180 yards, no turnovers, right? Yeah. 2 touchdowns. We won't say they were both on screens. Like it's just do the job, and he's done it, and it's really fun to watch.